And we welcome you back here to the 41st Annual Jet Holiday Tournament, brought to you by Fanfile Magazine. Certainly glad to be with you, and joining me now, Scott Ward, for the championship game as the Versailles Tigers will battle the Franklin-Monroe Jets, the host Jets. And Scott, a lot of respect shown to Versailles as the pairings came out before Versailles actually played a basketball game, and yet the Tigers seeded number one.
Yeah, as you said, seeded number one before basketball came out. They were still actually finishing up with football. But when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, really 5 returning players from your team last year, you've got 2 more juniors who have really stepped it up this year. When you got 5 returning guys, it's hard who made it to the regional, was it semifinals or finals last year? Semifinals, and really came very close to beating a good Cincinnati Reading team. You kind of got to look at the team and say, hey, this is a good team. It's hard not to say they're not number one.
A lot of big things are expected from this Versailles team, and a lot of people are expecting another deep run into the tournament. And some quarters say this team could win the Division III state championship.
Well, that's definitely, the talk in the town of Versailles. Hey, we had, football, why not? And girls cross country. Let's just make it basketball, too. It's been a long time. Back, I think, in the 60s, I think 67, when it was actually classes instead of divisions was when they last won. Last time, I can't remember last time making the state. Probably it was about the same time. But they've been there in those regional semis, regional finals, and just can't get up over that hump. But as you said, many Tiger fans believe that they can do it this year because it's such a nucleus team out there. Yeah, there's one guy that can really take control for Versailles, and Kyle Gale, but there's also a nice nucleus out there and about 4 or 5 other guys. As you saw last night's game, 4 players in double figures.
Well, last night it was Franklin-Monroe knocking off Arcanum in the second semifinal game, a 77-69 win, and the Tigers handed Tri-Village a 70-45 defeat, but really until about midway through the third quarter, that was a relatively close ball game.
Yeah, I wasn't able to watch the game last night, but as you read, in the papers, it was a struggle from the people I talked to. The Tigers had a tough time controlling the ball, had a lot of turnovers last night. They said if they wouldn't have had so many turnovers, they could easily have been really close to hitting 100 points last night. And that's something Roger McEldowney preaches about. You got to control the ball, and it's time in and time out. And you can about guess or estimate there won't be as many turnovers tonight from this team. They worked on it this morning. They're going to really control this ball, and you're going to see probably a different Tigers team. You're still going to be able to put the points on the board, but they're going to be a much better controlled team this evening.
Well, it'll be interesting having to play the host of this tournament, and that's always a tough picture for any team, whether it's Versailles, Tri-Village, or Arcanum, to play the host team in the championship game.
Yeah, when you got to come in and play Franklin-Monroe, they're playing in their own gym. They've played here for how many years, for how many games? They host this tournament for,
41 years.
41 years, 42 now. This is a tough gym to play in. It's, now they get different bleachers, but the background stuff, last night they come in, they've got 4 guys in double figures. They lose one of those guys tonight to an injury, and Michael Pollard, but he's walking around or going around on crutches tonight. But you can bet they're going to come back out. They're fired up for this game. They're playing the guys that are supposed to win this tournament, and they're the underdog, and if they're the ones that are looking fun, going to go out and have fun.
Exactly.
And that makes the game much better for the Jets.
Exactly. I say it's the 41st annual. Now, I don't know if it's grammatically correct. It would be the 42nd. But most people, this is the 41st. The way most people calculate and so forth. But grammatically, if you say the 41st annual, it should be the 42nd.
Correct.
Holiday tournament. But I'll have to go back and count and see. So anyway, well, we are just moments away from the start of tonight's game as the Classics will be singing the national anthem. We'll be back with that in just a moment. Helping bring you this event, the Made Right Sandwich Shop, located on North Broadway in Greenville,
by the Ansonia Lumber Company on Main Street in Ansonia, Gilbert Feller's Funeral Home located in Brookville, Greenville National Bank with several locations in Darke County, by Cox Insurance located in Ansonia and Greenville, by Homestretch Sportswear located in St. Henry and Wapakoneta, and by M. Bixler Video Productions. Helping bring you this event by Oliver-Floyd Funeral Home in Greenville, MONTAGE Cafe on Broadway in Greenville, by McCain Painting Incorporated located in Greenville, by Osgood State Bank located in Osgood, Family Health Services in Greenville, Arcanum, Versailles, and New Madison, by State Farm Insurance, your agent Jim Gable, and by M. Bixler Video Productions.
And Chris and Joe, better known as the Classics.
And an outstanding rendition of the national anthem. One of those singing, Rick Brewer was telling me that they use the Gaithers, the Gaither Vocal Band's version of the national anthem. And I have heard that and listened to it. That's a tough arrangement to do. So.
Well, the Classics did a very nice job tonight of singing it. I think they kind of look familiar, aren't they? Pretty much down here every year.
Yes.
That's what I thought they were. Pretty much down here every year, and every year they do a nice job.
Well, let's run down the starters here tonight. As for the Versailles Tigers, it will be Ben Shappy, number 12, a 6'1 senior. Kyle Gale, number 13, a 6'1 senior. Joe Shardo, a 6'4 junior, wearing number 15. Ryan McNeilin, a 6'1 senior, wearing 22. And Bart Schmitz back in the starting lineup tonight, a 6'5 senior, wearing number 44. For the Franklin-Monroe Jets, number 12 is Eric Stewart, a 6-foot junior. Brent Holderman, a 6'1 senior, wearing 31. 32 is Micah Fisher, a 6'3 junior. And number 50 is Barry Kofer, a 6'2 senior. And also number 5 is Aaron Wilson, a 5'11 senior. Versailles coached by Roger McEldowney. And Franklin-Monroe, coached by Mike Fitzsians. You want to do play-by-play, or?
It's up to you. You're the big cheese.
I'll let you.
All righty. I should say thank you, I guess.
If you want a pencil.
I got one.
Good.
I come prepared this week. Actually, I was the first time, too. It'll be Shardo and Fisher. Once again, Michael Pollard out for this game with a knee injury. Fisher and Shardo. Sales will get control. Gale's going to take it to the hoop right away and give the Tigers a 2-0 lead.
Off to a much quicker start than last night. Struggled early. But boy, when he got going, he got going.
Stewart at the top of the key. It's Kofer. He fires the three-pointer, and he gets nothing but net. Kofer gives the Jets a 3-2 lead here in their own gym. The Tigers in their road black. Shardo inside, puts it off the glass, leaves it a little short. Kofer with the rebound. Ball close to being stolen by Shardo. Now he's going to come up with it along the baseline for the Tigers. Gets it across the corner. Gale with the three-pointer along the baseline. Foot on the long line, for two.
A good skip pass as Gale was wide open for the basket.
Fisher swinging over to Kofer. He'll put up the three-pointers. Shardo come down with the rebound. He's going to toss it up to McNeil, who's running the court. Gives it off to Schmitz. Off the glass and good.
Good breakaway by Versailles.
Tigers running the floor well. Shardo come down with the rebound and looked up and found two Tigers. On the far end, Wilson going to drag that back foot. Nice defensive job there by Gale. All the way up the court. 6-3, the Tigers lead with 6:16 remaining here in this first quarter of the Jet Holiday Tournament. Gale's going to take it coast to coast all the way in. Kyle Gale's got all 8 points for the Tigers, and Franklin-Monroe wants a 30-second timeout.
We'll take one as well with, as Scott said, 6:07 remaining. It's Versailles by 5, 8-3 over Franklin-Monroe.
Helping bring you this event, the Made Right Sandwich Shop, located on North Broadway in Greenville, by the Ansonia Lumber Company on Main Street in Ansonia, Gilbert Feller's Funeral Home located in Brookville, Greenville National Bank with several locations in Darke County, by Cox Insurance located in Ansonia and Greenville, by Homestretch Sportswear located in St. Henry and Wapakoneta, and by M. Bixler Video Productions. Helping bring you this event, by Oliver-Floyd Funeral Home in Greenville, MONTAGE Cafe on Broadway in Greenville, by McCain Painting Incorporated, located in Greenville, by Osgood State Bank, located in Osgood, Family Health Services in Greenville, Arcanum, Versailles, and New Madison, by State Farm Insurance, your agent Jim Gable, and by M. Bixler Video Productions.
Back here at Franklin-Monroe, the hangar in Darke County. The 41st Jet Holiday Tournament brought to you by Fanfile Magazine.
Wilson brings it up for the Jets. Kofer gives it back door to Holdeman. He loses a handle on it and it goes out of bounds. A nice set play there by the Jets. And Fitzhands,
getting up and clapping for his players, but I'm sure he wants to see execution finishing it.
Shardo in the block kicks out Shappy. Then Shappy drains that three-pointer, his first 3 points of the night. The Tigers have an 11-3 lead over the Jets with 5.5 remaining in the first.
Versailles, you're seeing a lot of good, crisp, quick passes here to start with.
Holderman loses the handle on it. McNeil comes away with it, but shuffles the feet.
Just couldn't quite get his feet set as he tried to push it up the court.
Well, the Tigers, they'll push it up the court. They like to get it out and go. Very understandable. They got some quick kids on this team. Stewart tries to turn around jumper. Sharda comes away with it, throws the pass over his head, goes it up. McNeilin thought the guy was going to be there, and Koffer puts it off the glass still. Ryan McNeilin with his first two. 13-3 in favor of the Tigers.
Well, one thing that had to hurt all four of these teams is a turnover, is the fact that they played this the day after Christmas. So basically you have 2 days where no practice.
Gale comes away with the three-pointer. His first one of the night. He's got 7 of the 16 for the Tigers. Franklin-Monroe takes a full timeout.
And it's a 13-point ball game as it's a 16-3 lead for the Tigers. But, you know, getting back to that, playing at the 26th, the day after Christmas, most teams with playing a game on the 26th probably did practice Christmas Eve. No practice on the 25th. You can bank on that. And then yesterday probably came in yesterday morning, all four teams, for a little walk around, a shoot around, just to kind of get their basketball shoes back on.
Yeah, and then of course all four teams probably had a little shoot around this morning again at the gym, and it's kind of surprising that they played, you know, a day after Christmas. Normally you might see them wait till maybe Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, but
this isn't the only tournament that is scheduled for the day after Christmas and the Saturday after Christmas here in the Miami Valley.
16-3, the Tigers lead over the Jets. Holderman will take it out for Franklin-Monroe.
Applying full court pressure, Kyle Gale using his quickness.
Holderman guarded by Shappy. Now to Stewart. Three-pointer at the top of the key by Holderman. Off the back iron, no good. Gale puts a bounce pass to Shappy. Beautiful pass off the glass and good.
He threaded the needle right where he needed to do, and it was a bounce pass.
That was beautiful. I'd say that right arm's still a little fresh from some football. Kofor's going to get first. Going to get the bucket to go. The foul go on McNeilin, his first.
It was a good entry pass by the Jets to Kofor at the low post.
Paul Borchers for the Tigers.
Paul Borchers, number 11, will check in for the Tigers, a 6'4 junior. He'll replace McNeilin.
This is a Versailles team with a lot of size. Fits beautifully into the MAC.
Gale stops, pops. Good.
He is lighting it up from three-point land. What is that, his third?
That would be his second. He's got 12 now. 12 points of the 21 for the Tigers. Kofor.
15-point lead, 21-6.
Fisher, now Stewart. Stewart's going to penetrate, leaves it off for Wilson, who was cutting the opposite way. And a turnover for the Jets.
Well, Versailles plays that in-your-face man defense for the most part. Typical Roger McEldowney team. You'll see a zone occasionally, but very occasionally.
A 1-3-1 here for Franklin-Monroe now, and Sharda's going to lift that right foot before putting the ball on the ground, and the Tiger turnover.
And that's a rarity. Some big wins early on for the Tigers, knocking off Delphus to start the season for them, and then coming back the next night and beating a decent Twin Valley South team. Manhandled them.
Yeah. Ball off Franklin-Monroe, or pardon me, a Tiger defender. Checking in for the Jets, number 23, Zach Long, a 5'6 sophomore. And in for the Tigers, number 42 will be Kevin Paulus, a 6'4 junior. Paulus and Schmitz and Borchers, the three big men on this team.
Well, Paulus starting last night, Schmitz getting the call tonight.
Holderman pops Leaves that one a little long, and Shardo comes up away with it. And knocked away by Wilson. He comes away with it. Aaron Wilson will pop from 15. Off the glass, no good. And we'll sprint back the other way.
Oh, nice
play
from Borchers to Paulus.
Borchers was running away, couldn't come down with it. Dishes it off to Paulus for his first 2. Watch out, this one, no.
Oh, nice no-look.
Wow. Woo! Kyle Gale with his 8, now 14th point.
He is lighting it up like he did a year ago in I believe it was a championship game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Just got to give credit to Joe Sharda, who was able to get that one to him in a nice behind-the-back pass. Back the other way, shot's a little hard by Holderman. Loose ball is knocked out of bounds by the Tigers.
Jason Shardo set the most points by an individual with 40.
He was on fire that night.
In 1999, and I tell you what, Kyle Gale came close to that a year ago.
I think he was 3 off, I think.
He had 37. I think you're exactly right. And I believe, well, he was just shy of 30 at the half.
Back the other way, Zachary Long with his first 2 points, 25-8. Back the other way, 1-3-1 by the Jets. Kicks in the corner. McNeilon thought about it. Gave it up to Gale. Back to McNeilon. He's going to pop the 3. In and out. Shardo fights, and it comes to Gale. And he'll pop the long 3-pointer. Boy, he's feeling that hot hand tonight, Mark. His third 3.
He is playing in the first half like he played in the second half last night.
17 points unofficially of the 28 for the Tigers. Holderman.
The most points scored in a game is 97. And that happened in 1990, Tri-Village over Arcanum.
Kofer. And he's going to be fouled. It's going to go probably on number 22, Ryan McNeilon. It will. That'll be McNeilon's second. And only the team's second. Very clean game so far, but when you're pushing it, I guess it will be. Tigers with 2 fouls, the Jets with none. Both those fouls on McNeilon. Shappy will return and replace McNeilon. Wilson windbound it. Gets it to Long, and now we're going to have a travel.
How many threes has Versailles hit here tonight?
3, 4 so far, unofficially.
I was just looking to see what the record is. 8.
Right here. Yeah. 6 for an individual. A turnover for the Tigers. Wilson loses the hand on it, but he's going to draw a foul.
And I believe that's going to be Gale committing that foul.
It will. His first, team's third.
28-8 the score here, as it has been all Versailles here in the first quarter.
Aaron Wilson, the 5'11 senior, will shoot 2. And he hits on the first one. And on the second also. 28-10 in favor of the Tigers.
You got to figure that unless they get a really good look, they're going to go for the last shot.
Well, often you'll see the Tigers spread it, and if they get a nice shot inside just like that, Kevin Poss, a little too hard though. Kofer with the rebound. Jets will push it up. Fisher back to Long. He'll kick it on the other side to Wilson. He'll put up the tray. Way too long. Kofer saves it, but it's going to be too late as the quarter expires.
Well, a great quarter by Versailles. 28 points in the first quarter. At the end of one, it's Versailles 28, Franklin-Monroe 10.
Helping bring you this event, the Made Right Sandwich Shop, located on North Broadway in Greenville, by the Ansonia Lumber Company on Main Street in Ansonia, Gilbert Feller's Funeral Home, located in Brookville, Greenville National Bank, with several locations in Darke County, by Cox Insurance, located in Ansonia and Greenville, by Homestretch Sportswear, located in St. Henry and Wapakoneta, and by M. Bixler Video Productions. Helping bring you this event, by Oliver-Floyd Funeral Home in Greenville, MONTAGE Cafe on Broadway in Greenville, by McCain Painting Incorporated, located in Greenville, by Osgood State Bank, located in Osgood, Family Health Services in Greenville, Arcanum, Versailles, and New Madison, by State Farm Insurance, your agent Jim Gable, and by M. Bixler Video Productions.
We're back here at Franklin-Monroe, the hangar, a 28-10 lead for the Versailles Tigers over the Franklin-Monroe Jets.
Aaron Wilson will bring it up for FM. Long will pop a little 17-footer. It's no good. Loose ball comes down to Borchers, 6'4" junior. And we'll come back the other way for the Tigers.
Looks like a little box and one.
And Shappy hits the three-pointer, was looking for the foul. Didn't get it. He's got 8.
Now, one thing, they may shut Gale down, but somebody else can step forward for the Tigers.
It's a little bigger team in there for the Tigers between Paulus, Borchers, and Schmitz. And then you got your 2 little guards, quick guards, in Gale and Shappy. As Wilson will put up the 3, leaves it short. Follows his own shot, gets it off for Kofer, and he gets that one to go. 8 points for Kofer of the 12 Jets. Between the legs and long shot, but Borchers on the backside rebound. Kicks to Shappy. He puts up the high three-pointer, a little long, but Gale gets it inside.
Couldn't get it to go. Schmitz with the offensive rebound up.
Loses the handle. Borchers now. Now Shappy, pardon me, with that three-pointer, and he gets that one to go. Shappy with his 3rd three-pointer. He's got 11. We might have a few records tonight.
That's what I'm looking at. Well, that's 16 for the game, or for the tournament.
Micah Fisher drops in a little 15-footer. His first 2 points.
And 8 for a game.
34, 20-point lead for the Tigers with just under 6 minutes remaining.
And if Shappy has 3 and Gale has 3, that's already 6.
And we're in the second quarter. Gale leaves off Paul Borchers, 15-footer off the back iron, no good. And Franklin-Monroe's got numbers, 3-on-1. Kicks off the long, slips, puts it up high off the glass, no good. But Borchers comes away with the rebound.
Gale was wide open.
Borchers wanted to come away with the control of the ball. Not a bad idea. He'll put up the three-pointer, a little long. And Fisher comes down with the rebound.
I'm not sure that's what Roger McEldowney wanted to see. A little more patience.
Kofer, guarded by Schmitz, kicks it inside. Shot was long by Holderman. The Tigers come away with the rebound. Gale's going to penetrate in the middle, goes up, leaves off for Paulus, and around the rim, no good, but gets it back and gets it to go. Kevin Paulus now with 4 points, 36-14, Tigers lead.
Well, it's been a dominating performance by the Tigers.
Borchers came away with the steal, but as he was going out, just threw it back in. Now the ball's going to go out of bounds. Off of Zachary Long's hands, and the Tigers will get it back. Shardo and McNeilin come back in for the Tigers. Josh Haberman, a 6-foot junior, comes in for the Jets.
That turnover was actually created by Ben Shappy, as he deflected it.
Sharda will try and get in the three-point game around the rim, and no good halfway down.
And the ball loose on the floor, and we're going to have a jump ball. Had a scrum there momentarily.
Possession arrow will favor the Tigers. Both teams going at it really hard tonight, just like the prior game when Arcanum and Franklin-Monroe didn't quit, did not give up. Shappy looking for his fourth three-pointer, a little short.
And Borchers is going to be guilty of a push. As with possession, Zach Long.
It's Borchers' first foul, team's fourth. Franklin-Monroe yet to commit a foul.
Gale checking back in, as is Schmitz.
Borchers and Paulus checking out. Original 5 starters back in for the Tigers. Long will bring it into the forecourt. Holderman baseline off the glass, no good, but he draws the 5th foul, team foul on the Tigers.
Nice baseline move by Holderman.
Fouls on Schmitz. Holderman will go to the line for 2, looking for his first points of the game. First point, anyway. It's enough iron to get the nice little roll.
That makes it a 20-point ball game now with 3:42 remaining, 36-16.
Ball back into Shardo off the give and go. Toss it to McNeely in the corner, right back to Joe Shardo. The bucket does count for the Tigers. Shardo's first 2 points.
Shardo with a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play.
Franklin-Monroe foul was on Josh Haber, his first, FM's first team foul. As Shardo hits the free throw. Back to a 23-point lead. 39-16, 3.5 remains in the first half. Fisher, long three-pointer, no good. Wilson comes away with the rebound. Long kicks it into Wilson. Now along the baseline to Holderman. 3 minutes remain here. Long looking to go against McNeil and puts it up and gets a little floater to go. Zachary Long with his 4th point of the evening, 39-18.
Long, without a doubt, the shortest player on the court right now.
Back the other way, Gale answers that one with his 5th bucket.
At 5'6". And he was in the land of giants.
19 for Gale of the 41. Back the other way. Shot's a little hard from Holderman. Shardo stops, pops, 3-point land off the front iron, no good, but Schmitz there for the rebound. Little shove in from behind, but Schmitz gets the basket to go. His 4th point of the evening. He had 10, I think it was 10 last night or 12.
It's a 25-point ball game right now as we approach the 2-minute mark of 43-18.
Schmitz had 12 last night. Shardo comes away with the ball, but comes down onto the backside and travels with the ball.
Schmitz had 12 last night.
Very even scoring for the Tigers last night. Gale, I think, 20. Schmitz with 12
with 15.
and 15.
Shappy with 13. Shardo with 12. And Schmitz with 12 for the Tigers.
Minute 50 remains here in the second quarter. Franklin-Monroe trails 43-18. Hallburn gives it inside and goes off of Wilson's hands. Going to be a Tiger ball.
The Tigers have cooled down here in this second quarter. Only 15 points compared to the 28 in the first quarter.
Kyle Gale only with 2 points in this quarter after 17 in the first.
Well, they went to a box and won.
With the one being Brent Holderman guarding Kyle Gale. Leaves it off for Shardo, and he puts it up with the left hand. Sharda with his 5th point of the evening. 45-18, Tigers lead. Ball goes off of Fisher's foot. Schmitz comes away with it, bringing it down the court. You can hear the oohs in the crowd.
6'5" man bringing it down.
That's good. Yep. Kyle Gale drains that 3-pointer, his 4th. As we can sit the angle and look pretty nice from our angle, didn't it?
Absolutely. And that is the 7th. They just need one more to tie the team record.
Shardo gives up to Gale, gives it to Paul Borchers.
Nice pass to Borchers, couldn't get it to go.
Was a little too late on it. Borchers was trying to slow it up. Holderman shot partially blocked by Borchers, and Shappy will bring it the other way. Joe Sharda is going to go baseline, get pushed. Tries to get to Schmitz, goes out of bounds off of
Schmitz.
Schmitz. It'll be a Tiger ball. Checking in for Franklin-Monroe will be a 6-foot junior Jared Hunt, number 24, and Barry Kofer, number 50, back into the ball game.
This is a Tiger team that may be the class of Darke County this year.
Stolen by Schmitz, got it to Gale, but he missed it, and now Gale's going to commit a blocking foul on Wilson. Be Gale's 2nd. Team 6th.
In fact, if you want to get right down to it, the 2 Tiger teams of Darke County may be the class of Darke County this year.
And Sonia playing very well right now. 5-0 at the time.
6-0.
6-0.
I think they were 5-0 heading into Mississinawa. And they play tonight, I believe, as well.
Kofer's blocked partially, shot blocked by Shardo as the buzzer sounds, but the Tigers go into the locker room leading by 30, 48-18. With a nice job there in the first half. Tigers were able to 48 points in first quarter. I'd say it's pretty good.
Absolutely.
When you hold your opponents to 18.
No question. 28 points in the first quarter, and to come right back with 20 in the second, and one away from tying the tournament record for teams for 3-pointers. It's 8. They already have 7.
I think the most points to hold a team to, I think I read earlier tonight, was 35. And the way it's kind of looking right now, that could be...
We'll have to scope through that.
Yeah, I found it earlier, and I don't remember where.
And check it out. But we'll take a quick break. It is halftime here with Versailles leading Franklin-Monroe 48-18.
Helping bring you this event, the Made Right Sandwich Shop, located on North Broadway in Greenville, by the Ansonia Lumber Company on Main Street in Ansonia, Gilbert Feller's Funeral Home located in Brookville, Greenville National Bank with several locations in Darke County, by Cox Insurance located in Ansonia and Greenville, by Homestretch Sportswear located in St. Henry and Wapakoneta, and by M. Bixler Video Productions. Helping bring you this event, by Oliver-Floyd Funeral Home in Greenville, MONTAGE Cafe on Broadway in Greenville, by McCain Painting Incorporated, located in Greenville, by Osgood State Bank, located in Osgood, Family Health Services in Greenville, Arcanum, Versailles, and New Madison, by State Farm Insurance, your agent, Jim Gable, and by M. Bixler Video Productions.
We're back here at the hangar at Franklin-Monroe High School in Pitsburg, Ohio. And the Versailles Tigers dominating this game in every fashion. 48-18 the score here at the halftime. And quite frankly, you don't see this very often in the Jet Holiday Tournament.
No, it's very rare to see, this game, such a widespread, and the consolation game, such a widespread, both games have just been, I shouldn't say long, but they've just been a lot of points for one team and not a lot
so
for the
much
other.
For the other.
Yeah, and I think we did find that stat.
We did find that best team defensive game.
I like how they add that in there.
Tri-Village held Arcanum to 35 points last year in the win for the Patriots as they won 74-35 in the first semifinal game.
And they don't add least a point scored. They make it very nice.
Yeah, they turn a negative into a positive.
Exactly.
Well, let's run down the unofficial scoring here tonight for the first half.
Well, leading the scoring for Franklin-Monroe, Barry Kofer, he's got 8. And Zachary Long, who came off the bench for the Jets, he's got 4. Rest of the players, Micah Fisher with 2, Brent Holderman with 2, and Aaron Wilson for 2. Gives the Jets 18 points in the first half. On the flip side for the Tigers, leading them, Kyle Gale. He's got 4 3-pointers and 5 buckets, 5 easy buckets. Hadn't been to the free throw line. In fact, the Tigers have only been to the free throw line one time. And that was Joe Shardo. But Gale, 22 points in the first half. He had 17 of those in the first quarter. And Ben Shappy, he's got 3 3-pointers and a bucket. He's got 11 points. Joe Shardo's got 5. Kevin Paulus with 4 off the bench. Bart Schmitz with 4. And Ryan McNeeling with 2. McNeeling, pardon me, gives the Tigers a total of 48 points here in this first half. 48-18, the Tigers lead over the Jets.
Well, I thought it was a game, a first half of Mike Fitzhands doing something that I thought was a very good move in going to the box and 1 on Kyle Gale. Unfortunately, if you shut one player down, other players are going to step up for Versailles. And I think Franklin-Monroe has to find a way of slowing this game down and keeping that clock running and slow the pace of the game down, whether it's slap on a 2-2-1 full court press to not speed the game up, but rather slow it down.
Yeah, that's what we've seen. Gale with 22, but Shappy steps up, drills a couple 3-pointers. He's got 11 on the night. If you try and shut the guards down, you get 3-4 big guys inside that they can dish off to. They'll be happy to give it up to them, and those boys can get it inside. Joe Shardo, yeah, he can go with his back to the basket, but he can also step out and hit the 3.
Well, we'll be back with the start of the third quarter here. 48-18 Versailles over FM.
Helping bring you this event, the Made Right Sandwich Shop, located on North Broadway in Greenville, by the Ansonia Lumber Company on Main Street in Ansonia, Gilbert Feller's Funeral Home located in Brookville, Greenville National Bank with several locations in Darke County, by Cox Insurance located in Ansonia and Greenville, by Homestretch Sportswear located in St. Henry and Wapakoneta, and by M. Bixler Video Productions. Helping bring you this event, by Oliver-Floyd Funeral Home in Greenville, MONTAGE Cafe on Broadway in Greenville, by McCain Painting Incorporated, located in Greenville, by Osgood State Bank, located in Osgood, Family Health Services in Greenville, Arcanum, Versailles, and New Madison, by State Farm Insurance, your agent, Jim Gable, and by M. Bixler Video Productions.
And we're back here at Franklin-Monroe. 48-18 the score as we are underway here in the third quarter. Back to you, Scott.
Kofer for the Jets. Ball goes inside, and it's going to be a turnover as it goes off of Fisher's hands and back the other way. Sharda with it, kicks it out. Shappy, he's going to spot up for the 3 and get nothing but the bottom of the net. It's and 4th of the night.
We are 30 seconds into the second half, and we already have a record tied.
8 3-pointers here, back the other way. Shardo, or Gale has it, leaves it off for McNeil, and he lays the left-handed layup in. And quickly 5 straight points for the Tigers. 53-18 they lead with just 7 minutes remaining in the third.
Versailles off to a quick start as they got off to a quick start in the first half as well.
Stewart's going to go in. A little hard. Shardo's going to give it up. Tries to get it ahead to Gale. Ball's intercepted, knocked down by Stewart.
That's one thing I think Versailles tries to force the tempo, sometimes trying to force something that's not there.
Wilson picks up his dribble, gets it to Fisher. He goes inside to Kofer. Remember, we're going to have a foul coming around the back. Grabbing him is Ryan McNeil in his 3rd. Be the team's first of this half. Total 7 team fouls in the first half. But when you got a fast-paced game, a lot of times you're either going to have a whole bunch because you're going to be fouling stopping those easy shots, or you're not going to have any because you can't catch up.
And McNeilin nearly came up with that turnover, but Kofer getting it.
Stewart goes up for the shot, and he's going to draw a foul. It's going to go on Joe Shardo, his first. Team's second. Stewart will go to the line for 2. His first chance for points tonight from the charity stripe. Misses the first one. That's the first free throw missed here tonight, of course, when they've only shot about a total of 8 attempts tonight. Stewart hits the second. Gale comes down, drops it, pops it. Wow. And not only was he at the line, he was way downtown on that one.
And that sets a tournament record, 9 3-pointers for a game.
Kyle's got 5. I think the record is 6.
Yes.
Forced along the baseline was Wilson. He was able to kick it out. Stewart goes into Kofer. He pump fakes McNeilin. Still pumps him. Now he draws Ryan up in the air. And Ryan knows that he's going to go to the bench. He's got 4 fouls as he went on the pump.
What I was alluding to with Versailles kind of forcing the tempo a little bit, forcing some things that aren't there with the fast break. The deeper you get into the tournament, the more they're really going to have to watch that.
Stewart comes away with it inside, but before that, a 5-second call on the Jets. Kind of seemed a little quick.
It was pretty close, though. I had it at 4 seconds, but
56-19, Tigers lead over Franklin-Monroe. Scott Ward alongside Mark Bixler. Heidi Perrin, our camera operator.
As they continue, FM with that box and 1.
Gale's going to pop from the left side, man. Do you think he's feeling it?
He finds a way to get open.
And he makes it look like it's so easy.
And that ties the tournament record for an individual with 6 in a game.
28 points for Kyle. He had 17 in the first half. Or pardon me, 22 in the first half.
He is now tied with Landon Spittler from Franklin-Monroe, who scored 6 3-pointers in 1998.
Shappy's going to try it, and he hits it.
Well, they are burying the team record.
He's got 5 3-pointers. Gale's got 6. And Franklin-Monroe and head coach Mike Fitzhands wants a timeout. It'll be a full timeout.
And we'll take one as well. 4:56 remaining. It's Versailles 62, Franklin-Monroe 19.
Helping bring you this event, the Made Right Sandwich Shop, located on North Broadway in Greenville, by the Ansonia Lumber Company on Main Street in Ansonia, Gilbert Feller's Funeral Home, located in Brookville, Greenville National Bank, with several locations in Darke County, by Cox Insurance, located in Ansonia and Greenville, by Homestretch Sportswear, located in St. Henry and Wapakoneta, and by M. Bixler Video Productions. Helping bring you this event, by Oliver-Floyd Funeral Home in Greenville, MONTAGE Cafe on Broadway in Greenville, by McCain Painting Incorporated, located in Greenville, by Osgood State Bank, located in Osgood, Family Health Services in Greenville, Arcanum, Versailles, and New Madison, by State Farm Insurance, your agent Jim Gable, and by M. Bixler Video Productions.
Back here at the hangar at Franklin-Monroe High School at Pitsburg, 62-19, Versailles leading FM.
Aaron Wilson on the right wing. Gets it to Kofer. Going up against Borchers. Turnaround jumper is good by Barry Kofer. He's got 10 on the evening of the 21 Jets points. Shardo left side, just a little bit short, goes off the rim and out of bounds.
I think right now the Tigers just having a little fun.
62-21. With all 5 starters in, 4 of the 5 in for the Tigers. Left side Stewart, a little short. Shappy comes away with the short shot, and he'll bring it up for the Tigers. Nobody's guarding him. And that's what happens. When nobody's guarding you, you can step up and hit it. 12 three-pointers between the two guards for the Tigers, Ben Shappy and Kyle Gale.
Each of them now have 6.
Schmitz comes away with the steal. He's going to bring it up the floor by himself, goes up, and all around and out of the glass, but Gale comes away with it, tries to kick it out, and they're going to say he walked with the ball. And for Kyle Gale, that's a good three-pointer to miss after the whistle. But Bart Schmitz doing a nice job there. Came away with the steal, was able to take it all the way to the court, but just wasn't able to get the nice roll around the hoop. Stewart inside, turnaround jumper, high off the glass is good for Eric Stewart.
Pretty shot. I don't know if he had it planned that high off the backboard.
Borchers just inside the three-point arc. He gets that one to go. Paul Borchers with his first 2 points. 67-23. 3:20 remains in the third quarter. Fisher now in the corner. Stewart. Now to Holderman. Tigers playing a man-to-man defense, as always, as we talked about before. Holderman now is going to step on the baseline. Forced out of there by 3 Tiger defenders. Checking into the game, 6'2 junior, number 42, Chris Baker. And Jared Hunt, number 24.
I think what you're going to see from both schools now, both coaches are going to be shuffling in and out quite a bit.
Gale, top of the key. Back to Borchers. Now he's got it back. Ryan McNeilon thinking about the 3. Steps to his right, pulls up, and he drings the 3. Ryan McNeilon says he can do it from outside. Hits his first three-pointer. And he's got 7. Back the other way. Hunt drops the 2-pointer in. His first 2 points. Gale stops, pops. Misses that one. And we're going to have a foul. And Ryan McNeilon.
I thought it was actually Paulus that.
And Ryan McNeilon will take an early seat tonight. That's his 5th foul. Hustling foul. And that's one thing you'll see from Ryan McNeilon. He will hustle tonight or on the court. We've seen it on the football field all year long. You know, he's all over the field. He's that middle linebacker that, you know, first of all, you don't want to meet him. You know, and he seems to get from the right side to the left side. Same thing on the basketball court. Ryan McNeilon just hustles. And I think last year he had a foul in every game except for one, I think. And I think he won a little dough off that one.
Well, this is the first chance I've had Alex and Warner and Tony Thomas doing last night's Versailles Tri-Village game. This is my first chance to do a game with Versailles, and want to say congratulations to Al Hetrick and his Tigers on winning, I believe it's 6 state championships now.
Yes. All since 1990. Kofor back the other way. Ball's blocked by Shardo. And that'll be Joe's 2nd, team's 5th. And Kofor will go to the line for 2.
And we want to welcome viewers on Greenville Public Access Television, as well as Adelphia Cable in Coldwater. Or check that. No, we're not in Coldwater tonight. We're in Versailles.
Kofor, 2 of 2 on the charity stripe tonight. Schmitz comes in for Gale. It's a well-deserved hand.
It's the other game that we're taping tonight that's in Coldwater.
And Kofor misses that free throw attempt. 150 remains. Tigers lead 70-26 over Franklin-Monroe. Tigers with some big guys inside. Schmitz and Borchers and Paulus and Shardo. And Schmitz draws a foul. Looks like it's going to go on Jared Hunt, and it will. His first team foul for the Jets, his first.
Common foul, so the Tigers will take it in play, put it in play underneath their own basket.
Jared Hunt and Josh Habern, only team fouls tonight for Franklin-Monroe. Now they're going to say he was shooting. They are going to say he was shooting.
Huh?
Schmitz will go to the line for 2.
Continuation.
Bart Schmitz with 4 points on the evening. 12 last night for the Tigers. They defeated the Tri-Village Patriots. Misses the first one.
Got the second one.
Tigers lead 71-26. Minute and a half remains here in the third quarter. And now we're going to have a foul.
I believe that's on Schmitz.
It's his second, team 6th. Oh, read in the paper, Franklin-Monroe head coach Mike Fitzhand says he likes to get to the foul line more than the other team. Well, they've definitely done that tonight. Tigers have only been to the line for 3 shots from the charity stripe for Franklin-Monroe. 9 times already throughout the game. And there's 6 fouls on the Tigers here in this half. They've got a good chance of getting there a lot more. As Long's going to come away with the rebound. Kofer with the short jumper and gets that one to roll around.
For that make by Kofer, Long got a shot over the long arms of Paulus, and it almost went in. The shortest man on the court over one of the tallest men.
Kofer with 9 for Franklin-Monroe. Now we're going to have a foul on the Jets. It'll go on Barry Kofer, his first. Kyle Gale at the top of the key. Penetrates, leaves off for Paul Borchers, but before that, we're going to have a holding foul. Number 5, Aaron Wilson, his first, team's 3rd.
Right now, the way this game has gone and the way he played last night, you got to think Kyle Gale is going to be a strong contender for the MVP again.
As he was last year, but Ben Shappy says, don't forget about me. That's a 7th three-pointer of the night. 23 points for Shappy. Gale with 28. 74-28 with under a minute remaining here in the third quarter. Long 13-footer, good. His 6th point of the evening. Tigers with 10 seconds remaining. Gale gives it off the glass, no good. Paulus leaves it short, puts it back up, and gets that one to go, and he'll draw the foul.
Well, they scored 28 in the first quarter, right now with 28, and Paulus can make it 29 here in the quarter.
Hunt was on Hunt with the foul, his second, team's 4th. Paulus gets the free throw to go.
Well, it's been all Versailles.
Wilson pressured by Shappy. Gives it to Hunt. He puts it up and out of the rim, no good. But at the end of the third quarter, the Tigers lead over the Franklin-Monroe Jets with a score of 77-30.
Helping bring you this event, the Made Right Sandwich Shop, located on North Broadway in Greenville by the Ansonia Lumber Company on Main Street in Ansonia, Gilbert Feller's Funeral Home located in Brookville, Greenville National Bank with several locations in Darke County, by Cox Insurance located in Ansonia and Greenville, by Homestretch Sportswear located in St. Henry and Wapakoneta, and by M. Bixler Video Productions. Helping bring you this event by Oliver-Floyd Funeral Home in Greenville, MONTAGE Cafe on Broadway in Greenville, by McCain Painting Incorporated located in Greenville, by Osgood State Bank located in Osgood, Family Health Services in Greenville, Arcanum, Versailles, and New Madison, by State Farm Insurance, your agent Jim Gable, and by M. Bixler Video Productions.
Back at the hangar in Pittsburgh at Franklin-Monroe High School, it's been all Versailles, 77-30 the score, and we were saying in the break there that this one pretty much was decided 2 minutes into the game.
Schmitz is losing the handle on it. And, yeah, from the get-go, the Tigers just pushing it up the floor, just going hard at it. And then Kyle Gale just starts lighting it up from the outside. And then Ben Shappy says, I can do a little bit of the same. And, it just, like you said, 2-3 minutes into the game, it was just pretty much decided. Gale gives the pump fake, puts it up the glass a little hard, no good. Schmitz tries to tap it out. Looks like it went off. No, it did not go off long. It went off the Tigers.
It could have went off long, but with it 77-30, give Franklin-Monroe
it's a long shot. Last week at the Tigers Twin Valley South game, Ohio Northern scout was there to scout Gale, talk to him after the game. And Kyle can play one of two sports probably, as a three-pointer by Long is no good. Schmitz comes away with it after the nice pass from Shappy. Now Gale. We'll probably see a little more. We'll try and get a little more guys into this. Shardo way downtown. A little short. Kofer with the rebound.
I'm trying to figure out if Franklin-Monroe has went to a man-to-man or if they're in a triangle and two now.
Tigers in a 2-3 zone now. This is a great time to really, I shouldn't say practice it, but really work on your 2-3 zone when you're up 77-30. Gale comes away with the steal. He's going to go up, pump fakes, goes up, misses the shot, but he draws the foul from Aaron Wilson. Wilson helps him up. Wilson's second, team's fifth. Gale to the line will shoot two.
Well, you got to wonder how long Roger's going to leave the starters in.
Well, you're going to see another Shardo come into the game. As number 10, Jeremy Shardo comes into the ballgame for the Tigers. Jeremy's a 5'8 freshman, and Ben Shappy gets a well-deserved hand from the Tiger faithful as he comes out.
Now, we were asking last night, what Shardo is he from?
Brothers.
They're brothers?
Brothers of Jason, not Jason, Joe. Cousins of Jason.
What about Dan?
Give me a minute to think about that, and I can tell you. Cousin.
Going to stay with the Jets.
79-30, Tigers lead. Kofer, 15-footer, elbow extended. Goes back after shot, gets it back, and gets the shot to fall. Brett Kofer, really a nice player, a 6'2 senior. He showed it there. He shot, followed his shot, was able to stay after it. Shardo to Shardo, baseline, kicks it out. Gale along the baseline, gets that one to go with Wilson in his face. He's got 7 3-pointers now. Kofer, shot's no good. Shardo skies for the rebound.
I was just looking to see what the widest margin was.
Joe Shardo, left wing downtown. He's a little short, but Schmitz fights for the rebound, comes away with it. Looking to kick it out, does. To Gale. Gale, faking Wilson, stops, pops, between the legs, short. Shot was no good, but we're going to have a foul, and Paul Borchers going over the back. Borchers second, team 7th, so we'll go the other way and shoot free throws. And Kyle Gale will step out of the lineup and gets a well-deserved hand, not only from the Versailles faithful, but from everybody here in the hangar here in Franklin-Monroe. We'll get you his points here. 31 unofficially. Makes it real easy when you take 7 times 3 and then add 10. Shot was no good by Baker.
Well, the widest margin I can find is from 1990 when Tri-Village defeated Arcanum 97-49 in the championship game. And, of course, that was the Tri-Village team that went to Columbus, beating a very, very good Columbus Whirly squad in the semifinals, and just ran out of gas against St. Henry.
Shots missed by Wilson. Paul Borchers comes away with it for the Tigers, and he'll hand it off to Jeremy Shardo. Also in for the Tigers, 33 is Clint Hufford, a sophomore, and number 14 is Jason White. He is also a sophomore for the Tigers. Shardo gives it to Borchers. He'll give it to Jeremy Shardo. He'll put up the 3-ball, no good. Rebounds fought for, and it's going to come away by Clint Hufford for the Tigers. 4:40 remains in the game. Tigers with an 82-32 lead. The Tigers looking for just some execution here. Run your offense. Shardo kicks out Hufford. He'll put up the 3-point from the left wing, and he buries that. Clint Hufford with his first 3 points. 85-32 with 4:15 remaining. Long from long, misses that one. Hunt was able to kick it over to Wilson. It's a Hunt-Wilson game there. Now Long looking to shoot before he has the ball. Goes off his hip and out of bounds. Back in for Jets, number 55, Josh Hayburn. And in for the Tigers, number 40, Zach Richard. He'll replace Paul Borchers.
That was a tough bounce pass to handle, as it was close to his feet, and then he tried to scoop it in.
Richard's a sophomore for the Tigers. Wilson gets it in, or pardon me, Hufford gets it into Paulus, and he draws a foul. Paulus will go to the line for 2. 1 for 1 on the night already. This is the first free throw. Foul went on Hayburn. His second. Checking in for Franklin-Monroe is number 20. Don't have his name. Paulus makes the second free throw, and he'll take a seat for the Tigers. He checks out unofficially with 8 points. (86-32), the Tigers lead. Number 5, Matt Murphy in for the Tigers.
Hayburn had it in the corner, and it's deflected out of bounds.
All 3 Black Tigers. Second game they're playing tonight. They played one earlier this morning and defeated Franklin-Monroe in the junior varsity game. Zach Richards come away with the turnover. Kicks it out to Hufford. Richards turnaround jumper off the glass, no good. But on the backside is Jason White. He puts it up too hard. Pardon me. Loose ball is going to be kicked out by Hufford, and Shardo's going to run away with it. That's going to hurt tomorrow morning by Long, as Richards going to put up the shot. Blocked though, but he draws a foul by Jared Hunt. Zach Long's arms and legs will hurt tomorrow, as you heard him scooch across the floor there.
Well, there's no quit in these Jets, trailing by 54 points.
No, you've seen hustle from all 10 players.
Just like in the consolation game, no quit in the Trojans. They kept after it.
And that's what you like to see, you know. They know they're down and out, but, you know, they play hard. They continue. They're looking for just some pride to stay after and play hard. You know, some of these guys, yeah, I got to play in the Franklin Holiday. You know, I played in the tournament, the Jet Holiday Tournament. So,
I just noticed that one official that has called this championship game the past couple years, Roger Paramore, not here.
Apologize for not being able to get some names here. Don't have numbers. Back the other way. Nice pass from Shardo to Hufford. Hufford's with 5 points, 89-32. The Tigers Well, maybe they have a shot at that 97 record. Back the other way. Baker gets that one to go. His first 2 points. Richards from way downtown lives a little short.
I'm sure he might hear about that tomorrow or Monday.
Sear gives it off to Hayburn. Hayburn thought about the three-pointer. Bounces it inside to Baker. Brandon Sear now with the ball. .135 remains here in the game. 89-34, the Tigers lead over Franklin-Monroe. Shot is no good. Richards comes down with the rebound. Jeremy Charter will push it up, and it's knocked out of bounds off a Franklin-Monroe player. .89-34, the Tigers lead. Roger McEldowney able to just sit back and relax here, especially in the fourth quarter. Richards turnaround jumper a little short, maybe been blocked. Hufford comes away with the rebound, but then he's going to say walked.
Well, the Versailles boys looking to carry over a little of that magic from the fall, and boy, what a magical fall for Versailles. State championship in cross country. Was that girls?
Yes. Boys, I think, finished something like 6th in the state.
State championship, Division IV state championship in football.
Division III state runner-up in volleyball.
Runner-up in volleyball, exactly. Rich ran into a buzzsaw in Orville.
Jason White gets the basket to go for the Tigers. His first two, 91-34. Going to come up a little short on that record.
But they may get one. Another one. We won't mention that until after the game.
Richards drains the three-pointer from the left side, 94-34. If they can hit another three, they'll tie it. But it's going to be tough with 13 seconds left. Zach Richard, the big man inside. Hufford comes away with it. Going to push it the other way. Goes down. Ball hits the bottom of the backboard.
That's going to do it.
Shot doesn't fall for Brandon Sear. And really, they're just out there having fun, too, as we talked about earlier.
A 60-point win for Versailles here tonight in the championship game. 94-34, the final score. We'll be back to take a look at the scoring, and we'll have the all-tournament team as well.
Helping bring you this event, the Made Right Sandwich Shop, located on North Broadway in Greenville, by the Ansonia Lumber Company on Main Street in Ansonia, Gilbert Feller's Funeral Home located in Brookville, Greenville National Bank with several locations in Darke County, by Cox Insurance located in Ansonia and Greenville, by Homestretch Sportswear located in St. Henry and Wapakoneta, and by M. Bixler Video Productions. Helping bring you this event, by Oliver-Floyd Funeral Home in Greenville, MONTAGE Cafe on Broadway in Greenville, by McCain Painting Incorporated, located in Greenville, by Osgood State Bank, located in Osgood, Family Health Services in Greenville, Arcanum, Versailles, and New Madison, by State Farm Insurance, your agent, Jim Gable, and by M. Bixler Video Productions.
We are back here at Franklin-Monroe as Tim Boer is announcing all the tournament records that have been broken. But before that happens, before we do that, let's take a look at the unofficial scoring.
First of all, for Franklin-Monroe, and leading them, Barry Kofer, 15 points. That's probably a pretty good estimate guess that he'll be on the all-tournament
team. I would not be surprised.
Zachary Long off the bench with 6. Eric Stewart with 3, and everybody else with 2 points. That'd be Aaron Wilson, Jared Hunt, Brent Holderman, Micah Fisher, Chris Baker for a total of 34. For the Tigers with a total of 94 points, they were led by number 13, Kyle Gale. Total of 33 points tonight. He had 7 3-pointers, 6 buckets, no free throws. Ben Shappy then with 23. He had 7 3-pointers and only 1 bucket for a total of 23 points. Then down to the Tigers, it goes Kevin Paulus with 8. Ryan McNeil with 7, and he only played basically 3 quarters. That's not too bad for for a player. Then you got Joe Shardo with 5. Clinton Hufford off the bench with 5. Bart Schmitz with 5. Zach Richard off the bench with 4. And then you got, thought I saw 3 in here. Anyway, Jason White off the bench with 2. And Paul Borchers off the bench with 2 for a total of 94 points for the Tigers.
Okay, now let's go over the tournament records set tonight. First off, that one that I said that I would mention after the game, with Franklin-Monroe only scoring 34 points. That breaks the record from a year ago when Tri-Village held Arcanum to 35. The Jets only scoring 34 points tonight, and give a lot of credit to the Versailles defense.
Yeah, they just played well. You know, when they pushed up the floor, and not only did they stay after, both teams stayed after, but the Tigers just stayed after it, constantly on defense. Didn't give up. And, there weren't a lot of fouls tonight. First half, total of 6-7 fouls. And for the second half, Tigers had 7 and Franklin-Monroe had 5. So not a lot of fouls tonight. It was a very clean game, actually. But it was, it was a lot of fun. Granted, Franklin-Monroe wasn't a lot of fun. You give up 94 points. You only score 34. But, as a fan of anybody, from Arcanum next to us, Tri-Village, it was a lot of fun.
Well, the Franklin-Monroe Jets receiving the runner-up trophy tonight. A 94-34 loss for the Jets, and Versailles getting the championship trophy. And quickly, the other tournament record set tonight. Team three-point goals, Versailles netting 17 three-point goals, 24 for the two-night tournament.
First of all, we'll do the all-tourney team.
Kyle Gale and Ben Shappy was 7. Kyler Burns on the all-tournament team, and Kyle Gale tied the three-point field goals made for the tournament, the two-night total, 11.
Burns had 13 last night. Not sure what he had earlier tonight. Kofor last night. Had 24. Once again, 15 tonight. Schmitz last night with 12.
Ben Shappy on the all-tournament team as well as Bart Schmitz, Barry Kofor, and Kyler Burns.
Joe Shardo only 5 tonight, but last night he had 12, and he's just kind of a force out there.
From Versailles, Kyle Gale.
I wouldn't have guessed that, would you?
Never, not in a million years.
4 of the Tigers starters are MVPs, with Gale getting 4 of them on the tourney team, with the 5th being, the other player getting MVP, and Kyle Gale. And an excellent, obviously they had a lot of fun out there tonight.
Back-to-back MVPs, and I'm not sure, did he win it as a sophomore?
I don't, let's see, that'd been 3 years ago. I don't think he did, but
because Versailles, that would have been.
No, that'd have probably been Jason Shardo.
2001.
Oh yeah, Shardo graduated in 2000. To be honest, I'm not sure on that.
Well, one of our broadcasts, we'll find out in one of our future broadcasts on Adelphia Cable in Versailles and also on GPAT. We'll let you know whether or not he is a 3-time or a 2-time. I can't remember who won it 2 years ago, to be honest. Well, again, the final score here tonight as Tri-Village defeats Arcanum in the consolation matchup, 74-48. Versailles taking the championship of the 2003 Jet Holiday Tournament, 94-34, the final score. Scott, it's been great working with you here. Your first opportunity to do the Jet Holiday Tournament.
What an experience, huh?
It's an event in Darke County. It's just as big as the Darke County Fair.
Yeah, it is. I've been to the many games. Was here while I was in high school, but definitely first as a broadcaster, and it was a little different than I usually have. But as a fan, it's a lot of fun. All four teams really have all four fans or a group of fans, really get along. And, when it's four great teams, this is really fun because I've been here when you're standing up, and I'm sure, that's fun for, camera announcers because you got to get that camera up high and you got to stand. It's a lot of fun. It's nice to get that camera up because, at least all the fans in it, if they can be in the game where their team's not in it, it's a darn good game.
Well, again, Tri-Village taking third place in this tournament. Versailles taking the championship. We'll be back hopefully again next year for the 2004 Jet Holiday Tournament. But until then, we've still got a lot of high school basketball here in the regular season and some great games coming up as well. Adelphia Cable and Greenville Public Access Television. Again, the final scores, Tri-Village 74, Arcanum 48, and Versailles 94, Franklin-Monroe 34. For Scott Ward, for Tony Thomas, for Alex Warner and Ty House, and our camera operator Heidi Perrin, until next time, so long, everybody. And we welcome you back here to the 41st Annual Jet Holiday Tournament, brought to you by Fanfile Magazine. Certainly glad to be with you, and joining me now, Scott Ward, for the championship game as the Versailles Tigers will battle the Franklin-Monroe Jets, the host Jets. And Scott, a lot of respect shown to Versailles as the pairings came out before Versailles actually played a basketball